Hey, good evening, everybody. It's 12:12 and it's episode 222. I don't know what that means. There's some confluence going on there. But welcome to the show. We've this could be the shortest show we ever have, maybe this evening. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a fun week so far. Obviously, I think everybody here at Cafe HQ is it's we're like Santa and Santa's elves around here sometimes, but things are getting done. It's nice to see everybody hanging out in the chat before we got this thing rolling today. But yeah, it could be a short night. I don't have to. Well, do I have any guests other than Mr. Snork? I have no guests tonight, which is a good thing, considering we'll probably have a lot of guests as we go for the rest of the 5, 6 weeks before OAX. All ZV is on. Yeah, right. I've got mine freshly opened before the show started. So yeah, we've God, I don't even know where to begin. But what I should where we should begin is as everybody noted was able to note on Monday, we did announce that Julie Bell is joining us for OAX. Might as well just start right there. Julie Bell, fantastic artist. She's exhibited at IX for the last every show that I've ever been to. I've seen her, her and Boris. They're always set up together, and I mean they're like art royalty at the end of the day. And ironically, as many times as I've actually gotten to see them, I've only chatted with them really briefly. But when we started thinking about IAX as part of the show, we were really just we knew we wanted to get some of the card artists to come in, obviously like Dan DeSantos and Dave Palumbo. But the pie in the sky wish was maybe we could ask Julie Bell. And fortunately, Tatiana and Kazra worked their tails off and managed to work some miracles. And we've got Julie Bell coming to the show, which pleases me to no end because I might actually have a chance to say more than a few words with her. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope everybody else is too. I mean, obviously she's worked in Marvel trading card art early on, many for X-Men and just the other Fleer Marvel series and whatnot. But she's somebody who I've always incredibly appreciated her work, and again, I'm just excited to have her a part of it. And if you notice, we did do a pre-OAX commission opportunity with her. It was kind of unique in that we were going to accept as many inquiries came in, and we were only going to accept one, and Julie was the one who had to pick which one she was going to do. So it was really based on character. What did Julie want to work on in the 6 weeks that she's got to make the painting? And we gave those over to her the other day, and she settled on a death bird. So I'm not going to say who is the lucky recipient of that, but for those of you going to OAX, you will get to see the death bird. I imagine, maybe if it's done early, we might even show it off. But at the end of the day, I can't wait to see it. I think just the fact that she accepted a Marvel character, because there were some variety, as you might imagine. There were Marvel characters. I think there was one mythological character. Again, Julie had her pick, and that was what she wanted to do. So that is what it is. So why is Boris not coming with her? It's well, Boris is he's a little bit older than she is. I think maybe this year just doesn't work out for him. But we hope that if we can get Julie back in the future, that Boris would come. Absolutely. I mean, as a team, as husband and wife, obviously, and they've worked together. They work together a lot on some of the paintings that they do. They were in many ways a little bit like the Hildebrand brothers, where they kind of start and finish each other's work. It would be very cool to have Boris be there, and I can't imagine, out of the living artists that have done that sort of work, what creator would other people really like to meet whom they maybe not had the opportunity to meet before? Aside from Julie Bell, Boris would be right up there at the top of the list. So clearly, that's a guest that we would love to have at the show sometime. So what am I missing here? No, if Jack of Hearts was in there, I don't think she would have picked that one, Marcus. That she would have overlooked that one, I think. At any rate, so we're really excited to have Julie at the show, and it's just adds a level of fun and interest and excitement for, I think, everybody. And I think the artists are going to be pretty excited too, because again, I can't I can't remember. I've never seen Julie at a show outside of IX. I don't know when the last time she would have been to any shows that would resemble a comics slash narrative arts related show outside of IX. So yeah, that's great, and I can't wait for it. And I hope everybody going is as excited as I am. Mickey Anamanthadu says, countdown to OAX. Yeah, we should have some kind of a counter, some kind of a clock going like right here, right? It should just be right there counting down the moments until the show. It's yeah, well we know it here internally as far as the time, but yeah, it was fun. We had a really good, wonderful moment not too long ago where things just really felt like they fell into place on a lot of different things, and it's good when it feels like that. It really does. We've put a lot of work into it, really, in the last since the last show ended, and we're here kind of at the end of things, and yeah, it's coming together. And I saw Marcus saying, "Show the poster." I forgot that we actually did mention who was doing the poster. Fortunately for me, I've actually gotten to see, well, because we're gonna at least have 4 posters, I think. And I can't tell you all, what they are and who's doing all of them. I've seen most of the images already, and wow, they're gonna be great. They're gonna be fantastic. I can't wait for for the first reveal. We're probably gonna meter them out leading up to the show, but man, they are great. If everybody liked the ones that we had last year, the Adam Hughes Gerhard piece, there really wasn't in a poster outside of just showing it off. I'm looking at it right there. To JP's wonderful Modoc and Howard the Duck piece, and of course Simone's Wolverine. We've got ones that are equally as good and just totally different. Absolutely different. Guaranteed to bring a smile to everyone's face when they get these. So yeah, my cohorts. Oh, you're the cohorts are those in the chat. Tim wants to know one by Julie. No, we actually did not plan to do one by Julie. I'm not saying that, but because we started planning the posters out a little bit beyond Julie committing to the show. Not to say there couldn't be one, but there isn't any plans to have one. I can tell you that. They all are going to go up for auction. Corey, yes, I am pretty confident of that. I know for sure 3, but yeah, I'm pretty sure all 4 of the ones that I have seen will be up for auction. And again, they're gonna it's gonna be great. I can't I can't wait to reveal them all. They're all fantastic, and they are up to the level I think that everybody would expect from a second year arts related show like ours. It's really, really, really great to have the creators work on them that have, and yeah. I can tell you I'm going to be bidding on a couple of them. So there's no way I'm not going to, because again, it's a little bit of memorabilia to come along now. Alberto's paying attention now. Alberto, I hope Alberto's he's going to be getting a bunch of mystery sketches, I think, in the near future. So I think we have I'll be able to talk a little bit about that. I could talk about it, I guess now. I had that as number 2 on my list, seeing Alberto over there. But can I show it? No, I can't show any of them right now, Tim. I don't really have a plan, but I think after today, given where we're at, I would have to believe that by next week, one of the posters will be revealed. And yeah, so but yeah, they'll be coming out. Don't you worry. You will see them. There's a need to show a couple of them. At any rate, mystery sketches, mystery sketches, mystery sketches. Yeah, I know Alberto did get something. I don't know if he knows it yet, but bottom line is with the mystery sketches, tomorrow I get the second and final package from Jiggy. It's at least it's due to arrive from DHL tomorrow. So as long as it still does, I'm going to be doing an unboxing tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. I think we probably got another 50 pieces in there. I don't know exactly how many total went to Jiggy, but I think we opened less than half of them in that first batch. This next one will be a lot more. So we've got a lot of that to look at. I've been talking with some of the. I got to see Ben Templesmith's. I should have actually pulled those over. The 3 that Ben did are drop dead freaking amazing, and I know Matt Moore is getting one of them because he emailed me asking who had his, and I let him know that I know that Ben had already shipped his out like the day before he asked, and I had seen the ones that Ben did, and man, unbelievable. Oh yeah, there you go. So Alberto knows he got upgraded. If everybody remembers, we really have 4 giveaways with the mystery sketch. It was 3 of the 9x12s that we had here that we gave away, and then Tatiana was doing an upgrade to an 11x17 from a 9x12. And as it turned out, Alberto, while he didn't win one of the 3 mystery sketch giveaway pieces that we had, he did get the upgrade from Tatiana from a 9x12 to an 11x17. So congrats to Alberto. We were all worried, you had the edge, Alberto, and when you didn't get those one of the 3, at least you got that other upgrade. So that was well earned because you did buy more than anybody else. Yeah. So there's that. But with the mystery sketches, oh yeah, I'm getting a lot of emails. So I have reached out to a couple of the reps just to let them know that if there's a delay for some reason, because a lot of the artists have to are shipping the art directly back to the rep, and then the rep has to ship it out. Well, as it turns out, we had a couple Canadians, Canadian artists who had to do their stuff. Jeff Isherwood actually got his out to me just as the whole strike was happening, and I was able to get his mailed out, a long time ago. But one of the artists for one of the reps is in Canada, and they can't get their stuff shipped out. So I reached out to the reps, let them know, shoot emails out to anybody who might be delayed. But the good news is that I believe more than half of them are already out there and away, and the remaining half should be out within the next week. I talked with Mark Hay, who was at Singapore Comic Con, and he actually took a little mini vacation, so he was out of the U.S. for about 10 or 11 days. He just got back less than a week ago, so I know he's been mailing out his mystery sketches. He sent me a picture of himself at the post office today doing some shipping. And yeah, Alberto says he heard from the artist bullpen. Yep, exactly. Yeah, there's I got to see the list of who got what, Alberto, and you did get I'm not gonna, you got an artist who's in Canada, and yes, your piece is stuck there until they can figure a way to get it out of there. What else we got? So that's where we're at, and so we'll get the unboxing done tomorrow with Jiggy and as many of the team members that can join us tomorrow evening. And I will have I've already got the Masonite cut ready to go. We'll start packing stuff on Saturday, and I would assume that all of those will mail on Monday morning. So that'll be good. We get to have it out of the way behind me, and we can start looking forward to whatever the next big thing is. RG says, "Oh yeah, RG. RG got the Spider Woman, if I'm not mistaken, same as the avatar there. It was the one that you were hoping to get, if I'm not mistaken, and well deserved. That was a very nice piece. I almost thought about wanting to keep it for myself." So Vosburg is lost in Florida. No, there's a lot of mail getting shuffled around, Jason, but the Vosburg stuff mailed out last Tuesday. I mean, I mailed it out, or no, I don't know. It was over a week ago. You know what the date is. You saw it. Um, but I did look through, Pirate Ship, the app I use to ship everything, and I saw that yours was in that weird little flux state where they haven't updated in a couple days. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, it hasn't. Well, I could tell you a story that I actually mailed two pieces of art last Monday, and those two packages never left. Well, as far as the tracking went, never left the post office and just stopped. So, of course, we kept an eye on them all through the weekend. They didn't move. So Maureen had dropped them off. So I sent her back on Monday because she's good at raising hell. I'm too passive. So Maureen went in and got the postal manager to pretty much scour everything, saying, yeah, it basically looks like it hasn't left here, but yeah, they left. We had to file we didn't file a missing mail report, but we had to file hey, we'd like you to try a little harder and figure out where it's at report. And as it turned out, it did. One of them did as soon as we did that, boom, all of a sudden it pops up in the system and got delivered to Georgia. The other one, unfortunately, the one with the most art in it hasn't updated yet. Still says it's 5 miles away from me, which of course it's not, but it's going to Texas. So at any rate, you can see Brian E got his Vosburg stuff today. I know other people who I shipped the Vosburg art to got got their stuff in yesterday or the day before yesterday. So it's the USPS, everybody. What can I do? At least there's tracking on it and everything is insured, but there are moments where things haven't gone as well as they like. Remember when Chris Snorek was mailed his mystery sketch from May? It sat in, I don't even know where, it sat in Orlando, supposedly, for like 10 days before it finally decided to move along to Wisconsin for him. So yeah, it is what it is. And I just can't, what are your alternatives? You could pay more with UPS. That's something if I wanted to do, but is it going to be any more reliable? I don't know. I do ship all my international packages with UPS, but Linsner mailed his art to me from Atlanta over a week ago, but he sends it under the lock and key registered whatever system, and it hasn't even gotten here yet. So it's been 8 days in the system, and it doesn't get updated hardly at all because it's under lock and key. So yeah, I get you, Jason. But my guess would be is it's got to be there anytime soon, because everybody else is getting theirs. But I did see it earlier. The yours was still sitting out there somewhere. I think let's see what else I got. I got all the mail out for the Brian Hitch artwork, and I haven't posted the stuff that was unsold to CAF yet, but I'll try to do that tomorrow. I've had a few people asking me about that, so fingers crossed, get that done soon. Beyond that, did I have any other weird postal things? Probably not, but I've got um well, yeah, we've made some things a little bit easier around here to ship art. So the girls are going to be very happy when they're packing the mystery sketches this weekend. So yes, what is this? Peter's going to travel to. Yeah, you can only hope about that one, Peter. But come on, you could travel on you can mail yourself here on what Spirit Airlines or Frontier for a lot less than USPS would ship you. Would cost to ship. So anyway, everybody's watching Comic Link tonight. I hear there's an auction going on, right? Yeah, I don't know. I did post. They were hitting me with a lot of updates. They wanted to make sure everybody was aware that there's that auction going on right now. I did not. I get the opportunity to check anything out over there. So, but I did, and I don't mind saying this. If you guys have ever been looking for something from the artist bullpen, they have a 20% off sale that's going on right now, and they tacked on through the end of the year. I don't have the whatever the promo code is, but you can add another 10% on top of that. So literally 30% off anything at the artist bullpen. So I finally picked up a Ninja Turtle Jesse Lonergan piece that I've been looking at that felt like mine for the last 4 months because every time I go there it was still there. But when it went from $400 to $280, that was it. How could you pass that up? So I picked up one. I would encourage anybody else who's been looking for to get a piece from there to definitely check it out. And if you don't have the promo code because you're not on their mailing list, shoot me an email. I'll dig it up and send it to you after the show. So there you have that free promo. They are advertisers on CAP, so and they were participating in the mystery sketch, and they will be at OAX. So it's a free plug for them. But again, it's money for their artists in the holiday season. We're all looking to support our favorite artists one way or another. So there's another way to do it. I know, Stingray. I can't wait to show it off. I've been like I said, I've talked about doing that so many times in the past. You go over to a rep site or a dealer site and you look at that piece of art so long you feel like it's yours. You know every panel, every blemish that's wrong with it, but you love it anyway. Keep going back, keep going back. Usually I go back until it's gone. Well, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I'm going over there right now and I'm going to get it before somebody else who's been doing the same thing on the piece that I wanted does it. So I'm waiting for the Judge Dredd concept bike on Comic Connect. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the Comic Connect stuff. That's next Monday. Number one Marvel fan. Yeah, we got something in common there, man. Yeah. So there's that. Gosh, man, you've helped me like get through like the first four items in my list here. See, I told you this was going to be a short show tonight, a miracle. So yeah, no 6 hours for me. I leave that to the guys who like to run marathons. I'm going to be Mr. 3 hours or less. Hopefully, maybe 2 hours or less tonight. I do have a couple videos to play tonight, though. I've got uh, a video from Tokyo Comic Con. Michael Koch he went there last year, and we got a video from it. And this time, he actually spent more time in Artist Alley. Didn't talk to anybody really, I think, but he just kind of did a lot more walking around and filming stuff. You might spot Bob Layton, so you can pinpoint exactly what Bob was doing not too long ago. And who else is in there? There's I don't know if you can see Peach Momoko, but you can see the line for Peach Momoko, which is pretty dramatic. Let's see here. Yeah, see, Little John. See, we get it. We as collectors, sometimes we just need that extra little nudge. Little John says same thing happened to him with the Gene Gonzalez Thanksgiving sale. So it's true. We're not. Most of us aren't made of money, so it's deals like that lets you uh, you know add a few pieces to your collection. Corey Russ says a 2 hour show is a fable. It could be, Corey. I mean, Corey, I just had to keep thanking you for turning me onto the bourbon that you did, my friend, because that's pretty much all I drink now. When it's time for a nightcap after a show or after a long day, That that bourbon is top notch, and I'm very happy to have had you introduce me to it. All right, so I might as well show that video from the Tokyo Comic Con. Again, thank you to Michael Koch for doing that. He's gone the last couple of years, but his videography is getting better. He did all the editing too. I trimmed out a couple segments just to keep it shorter, but yeah. Oh, you guys will like the opening. See, there's an opening, but I did trim it just a little bit, not a whole lot. But here, let me go ahead and play this, and I will be right back.
いきます。3、2、1、マーベル。はい、もう一回いきます。3、2、1、マーベル。誰かすぐスマホ出せる人います？特にテップ。 아벤져스 라스트.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
Cheers. Yes, I saw. Corey did answer that question, but yes, it is the Maker's Mark number 46. I do not keep it right next to me here at the table. I actually went back in the house to the bar to get it so that I could show it off. But at any rate, yeah, yes, I love that stuff. Which makes me go, I guess, over here to this next question. Wolvie fan Rob should come on sometime, not tonight, and give us an update on the bub crawl that he wants to do. I, for one, want to attend, so I'd like to get some information on that myself. We'll have to talk with Rob and try to get an answer out of him on that one. I just saw that too from Corey. Alberto needs that 30-foot Captain America shield in his front yard. I'm all for that. If he doesn't have it already, we should all chip in and get him one. Yeah, thanks, Jason. The bub crawl, it is happening, and I haven't seen the graphics yet, but I know who's making it. So yeah, I want to see it. And if I had my way, I hope that the artwork that's being made for it is in the auction. Now that would be the ideal thing for us. So that's a good reminder. I have to reach out to Wolvie, see where he's at with that. Put the Marcus, we learned that I'm not wearing a backwards cap unless I'm in a meeting. I've decided that I'm not gonna wear the baseball cap live any longer. But you know, there was one other thing about OAX that I did want to mention, that tomorrow I'll be sending out a mailing updating everybody on the pre-OAX status of things, because a couple of the artists are almost all sold out, or you know, half of their stuff is sold out, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll have a mailing that kind of covers where we're at with most of the artists that are at least close to selling out. But Jae Lee did give us a couple other alternative stuff. What was it? Let me see here, because he only had like 11 by 17s full figures, so he added these in after last week's show, and I haven't had the opportunity to make an announcement yet. So he's got 9 by 12 single character bust for $300, and you can add an extra character on there as well for a little bit more. And then there was also another 9 by 12 half body, you know, for $400, adding an extra character there too. And those still also had the options for the colors done by June. And then, because I think from there he went right up to 11 by 17 single figure with background at like 1500, and so he put in another one on 11 by 17 single character half figure, although that looks more like 90% figure to me. This was the example I got. $800 for an 11 by 17 single character half body. You be the judge. $800 for that, with additional characters at $200. So there you go. Those were added, and it'll be a part of a mailing that I send out tomorrow. 75 watching and like 22 likes. How is that even possible, Nick? I have no idea. You know, I don't have the same charm that other comic art aficionados, influencers have, I guess. But at any rate, it is what it is. Will they be done for the show? Jason, yes, they will. Obviously, we wouldn't have him there if he was not going to do the work that was being funneled to him through OAX. So there it is. Yes, indeed, man. Are the prices as good as Nick's? Well, I don't know. I think Nick is giving away a piece of Jae Lee art tomorrow. We'll find out when we get to look at the the EXP preview that we're going to show in a little bit. But yeah, uh, Nick's always got good deals on John Romita Jr. art, Jae Lee art, you name it. He's got lines on many creators and many different opportunities. But all right, schedule. See, I'm blowing through this thing tonight. Yeah, it's a cover, a free giveaway cover. I'll be even tuning in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for the EXP schedule. Yes, let me get over to here. Look at this. I've even got the IC3 schedule on here now because that's in March. But let me see here. Mystery Sketch unboxing tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. 2 hours after the start of the EXP, so plenty of time for you to go run out and get something to eat, and then come back and watch a Jiggy and next Comic Art Crew Mystery Sketch unboxing. Then Saturday, Dexter Vines, 2 o'clock. I've got Fausto from the Sketch Card Hive. We'll be doing an interview on Monday. Well, I don't know. It could be me. It could be Kezra. But we haven't finalized all of that. But one of us will be interviewing Fausto on Monday. Then Tuesday, I've got Alfredo on, and that's going to be fun because for those of you who've been watching this channel for literally almost, is it 5 years? It's over 4.5 years now, that Alfredo was the first person that ever came on a show with me. It was a show much like this one where maybe 20 minutes into it, I said, you know what? I don't really have anything else to do. And I said, well, does anybody want to join me? And we'll just, shoot the breeze for a while. Alfredo did. I emailed him a link to the studio. We hung out and chatted for about 20 or 30 minutes. And that was, so it wasn't an interview. It was more of a hangout. We got to see a little bit of his man cave with art on the walls. And so the interview with him, he's actually filmed a calf cribs video that we're going to show as part of the interview. And then we'll have some fun. And Alfredo will be at OAX as well. So he's a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good hangout and chat with him. 2 card guys in a row. I'll see. I've got Alfredo in there, but then on the 23rd, that is Monday, a Monday as well. Justin Underwood from Spidey Hits will be on, and yeah, we'll be chatting with him. I hope I get that duty. I've only gotten to talk to Justin a few times, but I've seen his YouTube channel more than some other people's YouTube channels, and I do enjoy Justin's shows very much. And then we won't have a show on Christmas Eve. We also won't have a show on Christmas Day, so no dueling dealers of any kind on Christmas Day. So we expect all of you to be, chill and relaxed and all that fun stuff, and enjoying family. So after that, though, we'll have Miami Steve Wolbro, an interview with him. His collection on calf is under the Lake View collection. So many of you have probably stumbled into his calf gallery because he's got a lot of trading card artwork. But he's an amazing guy, and again, we've had him on the show before. He's been on some panels. He's just got an amazing collection of art. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with him. We've got few things lined up already for January with the Heritage Signature Auction preview. We've got one sale show on the 11th. Then we've got a recap, OAX. What else was I going to do there? And then I've got George Genty, Howard Chaykin in February for art sale shows on Saturdays, Jeff Moy in March, and then we'll have Ryan Sook back on sometime in March or April. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Ace, Newell, you just got to shoot me an email and I will give you a Google Drive link to upload a calf cribs or a flip, whatever you want to do. No problem whatsoever. And then again, you can look at the schedule. Obviously, we know when OAX is. It's the last weekend in January, the 24th through the 26th. And it's going to be wonderful. Going to be a great time. Comic Art Live dates are in there as well for next year, the May 17th and 18th of 2025. Then we have November 15th and 16th lined up, and then IC3 kind of wedged right in the middle of OAX, and the Comic Art Live spring event is March 15th. That's a Saturday in 2025. I don't know about that, Marcus. Probably not. But yes. So there you go. That's the upcoming schedule. Now, I had a piece of art that I ordered from Anthony. I never get anything expensive from Anthony because he's the king of the smalls. But so this is a small. It was actually I stumbled onto it not from his website but on CAF through the just through searching through the dealer section. This was a published pinup from Justice Machine #3, and it's from Bill Reinhold and Mike Gustovich. So There you go. It says it's published. I have no idea if it is, but this is the era that I like. So anything by Willingham, D, Gustovich, Reinhold that was done in the early 80s, and this is 82. So I don't care if it could have been a convention sketch. I would have been fine with adding it. And for as cheap as it was, how could I not? Less than $100 a character. You can't beat that. I'm glad that outside of Burn X-Men, I do have some cheap tastes. And yeah, so I picked that up from him. And do I have anything else on the way? No, I do not. I have no other artworks that I've picked up other than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle that I've asked the artist Bullpen to ship to me after the first of the year. Thank you, Little John. Thank you very much. Those are not X-Men, Marcus. All right. See, man, I'm telling you, shortest show we're ever going to have. 80s action. That's right, Tony. Tony, you are so right. I love those books. I can't get enough of that. I love that period. It's funny. I really didn't read a lot of Ninja Turtles, even though that's like right in the same area there. But I read pretty much everything else. Loved American Flag. You name it. Okay, Alberto wants to know, when are we starting the best of 2024? Okay, I mean that's an easy one. We start it in 2025. So it's a good reminder though. Sure. What do we got? It's the 12th. So if you want to participate in the best of 2024, you must add your art to CAF in 2024. It's a real simple rule. You have until midnight Eastern Standard Time in 2024 to get your artwork added to the site. If you add it a second into 2025, you'll have to wait till the best of 2025. And what is the best of 2024? Those of you who've never participated in a best of before, essentially you get to pick 5 pieces. It's 5, right? Yeah, 5 best pieces that you feel you collected in the calendar year. Has to be posted to CAF and shared there. Usually around the 3rd or the 4th of January, we open it up where you can submit your pieces to it. We give you like almost 2 weeks to kind of go through and figure out what you want to post. But it's really easy. You can pick and choose and reshuffle it around, and then finally, when you're ready, you can submit it. But essentially, we have one. It's kind of like a curated show that the collectors get to curate of their own pieces. Then people can look at it, see the pieces that have been added, and once we have the cutoff date, which I don't know what that is, it's going to be usually around between the 15th and the 18th of January. Once we set the cutoff date of submissions, then we open it up to voting. And we leave the voting up for a couple weeks. It will definitely run past OAX, or probably through that weekend. I think we did that last year, right? I think we ran it through like Wednesday after OAX, let people vote, and then we have the best of awards in very early February. So yeah, you get left. Alberto, what am I going to say, man? You're right. 3 less hours. It's how it is, man. You move to this side of the country. uh, Ian says it would be great to have the best of live stream from OAX. If there's a lot to pull together there, and we've always had a lot of fun with it being a virtual show. But you never know. Uh, uh, there's things that will be announced at OAX, I think, this year that will make everybody excited and happy and all that. But best ofs won't be tied into that. I don't know. I don't foresee it, but you never know. But we are going to work on Gwen, who did the 3D cloud effect with the hammer last year. Her and I have kind of kicked some ideas around, so she's working on some 3D stuff right now that I probably will be able to sign off on before the end of the year. And yeah, so we're going to have a new little statue again. It'll probably have a hammer again. I can't avoid that at least one more year. But yeah. So, but if it, at the end of the day, for those of you not familiar with the best subs, I will certainly send out numerous emails in the lead up to it and during it to remind people how to submit and why they should submit and why it's important. It's our annual celebration of this this hobby that we enjoy participating in, and it gives you the chance to show off pieces that maybe you picked up in January or February that people haven't they haven't seen in a while, they've forgotten about, and you get to put them out there one last time and yeah, shine a light on them for 5, for those best, those 5 pieces. If you only have one that's your favorite, you can just submit one. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, there you go. Bootlegging. Hey Dan, how many days of content? What does that mean? Did anyone win Bob Layton? Translation failed. I'm not even paying attention right now. Yeah, we thought about doing a whole new design, Mr. Redjack, but I think one more year of the hammer, and then we're going to just totally revamp best of. That's kind of best of design for the award. It's that'll be 5 years in a row where a hammer was involved with it. All right, so moving right along. Did that. Got my art shown off. I think we can go ahead and do a page I love now. And what do we got? Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you were talking about. Teresa says the Bob Layton Ironman 125 cover just sold on C-Link for 40K. That's probably about right. I mean, we were seeing other covers from Iron Man in that 2-year window going either way for the mid to high 30s. Iron Man, Tony Stark wasn't in costume on that one, right? But very memorable costume for our cover for those of us who were collecting back then. Ron Lim says the new best of should be Cap. Hey, it's possible, definitely possible. Not a mask though. Oh, Cap Shield. There you go, Ron. Hey, Ron. Yeah, Ron's a busy guy. We don't get to see him in the chat too often, but Ron, it's always good to see you, man. Always good to see you. Matt Moore says Cyclops visor. I don't know about that. That's not much of an award unless you can wear it. Anyway, back over to page I love. Kevin Sharp. I've got probably 4 other ones that we have that he's recorded that are up there on the Google Drive. But he told me that Riley Rossmo is the one that he wanted me to put together for today. So that is what I did. I've queued it up. I really don't have to do much. He gives me the content and he just gives me the photos and I just mix it up and put it together for him. But thank you, Dan. You're I love it. A Cyclops visor would be the worst prize. Yeah, well, we can give a worst prize out every year if we put our well, I don't know. How do you can't give out a worst prize for art though. Maybe it's a collecting award. We can come up with something like that. The Cyclops visor award. At any rate, back to page I love. Riley Rossmo talking about, as fate would have it, a fellow Felix comic art co-artist and Paul Pope. So something that I think some of you out there will be familiar with. So let me go ahead and play this for you, and I'll be back in about less than 6 minutes.
Hello, comic art fans. This is Kevin Sharp to talk about a page I love today with artist Riley Rossmo, whose new image series, The Moon is Following Us, teams in with Daniel Warren Johnson, who was a recent guest on this show. Riley, welcome to Comic Art Live. We're happy to have you.
Hey, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
You had an internal debate here kind of on which page we were going to do, but from the same book. So could you tell the viewers the artist and the title we're going to be talking about today?
So I chose a page from Paul Pope's 100%.
I have to admit, this is my favorite Paul Pope work. I was excited when I heard that you were picking this. Could you start us off with when you would have first been exposed to Paul's work overall, and also when you would have first seen 100%?
I think I was working at a comic store at the time, and this is like a thing that you can only do, I feel like, when you have lots of time on your hands and you're clerk at a comic store, is I would go through the miscellaneous boxes, long boxes. I'd look through the miscellaneous sections because there's always just like weird shit in there, lots of weird underground stuff or, ultraverse superhero things. And I would find all kinds of cool stuff and I'd, buy a couple issues and they're usually trash. Like they're usually somebody's first foray out and maybe there was something interesting, but a lot of it was just crap. When they came into this book and it was thick and it had really, really nice graphic design, and I was in art school at the time, I think just the look of it, just the graphic design aspect, like made me pause for a second and take it out. And then inside there's some text pages and stuff that were really nicely designed, and it was like near future but really approachable. I felt like it was for me at that time in my life, like young artsy person in a big city. The characters were like really cool, they felt like really cool but genuine. I'm like, oh, this could be somebody that you'd see. And I was like wrapped up in that aspect of it, but the whole time there's this like sci-fi underpinning that you forget about because the people feel like they have real problems that like young adults have, and especially because it's about artists too, and all that stuff like worked for me, just how expressive it is in general, and then how like there's like this raw sexuality in it. But then the thing that always sticks with me, and on this page is highlighted too, is the sound effects. The hand-drawn sound effects has like this loud rhythm. The whole thing has a rhythm to it. And when there's no sound effects, it feels quiet. like the quietness hits you. Yeah, this page in particular has like the person's guts projected, the performer's guts, and then that's happening over top of the bar where this other one of the protagonists is breaking dishes and he's distracted thinking about it.
What jumps out at you off this page as far as Paul's technique and his storytelling?
I mean, now that I know a little bit more, is the speed of the mark making. It looks super fast. It's super detailed, and it's hard to make that fast of marks, like marks that look that fast. At the time when I first read it, I was like, how is he doing that, right? Like on an 11 by 17 piece of paper, how's he doing that? I mean, some of it's just he's so gifted, but then there's this other part that he works at, 18 by 24. Like his pages are really big. Once I found that out, it doesn't make it any less impressive, but then you're like, well, okay, I can see how it's even possible now. I think a lot about borders, panel borders, and the gutters, and it drives me nuts usually when they bleed right off the page like they do on this page. But it's composed so nicely, it works in this book.
Do you own any Paul original art?
I do. I owned a couple pages.
From 100%?
Oh my God, I wish. No, I don't know. I don't know if he's ever sold any of his like creator owned stuff. I have a variant cover that he did for Heroes, like the TV show Heroes. And I also have a page from Batman Year 100.
How would you sum up what makes him a great comic book storyteller?
There's no middle gear, super intense. Like there's a kinetic energy that just, even on just like little throwaway panels, they still have that energy to them. The expressiveness just, it doesn't let off. There's like a real sweet spot because especially on 100%, it still speaks to a real world somehow. I think Heavy Liquid and One Trick Ripoff came before this, and the characters are just like a little more cartoonish or a little more, there's one level less detail, and 100%, there's just that little bit that tips it over into a little bit of representation that grounds it in a different way that his earlier stuff doesn't. And then that carries through to Batman Year 100 and Battling Boy and stuff.
Tell us about The Moon is Following Us.
It's two parents whose daughter falls into a coma, a mysterious coma, go to all the links that the medical industry can provide, and when that doesn't work, they are contacted by sort of a shaman who gives them one more chance to help their daughter by entering their dreams. It's a big sort of epic quest, and it's about stuff that's near and dear to me because I'm a parent and I love my kids, and me and Daniel share that, and it lets me stretch in ways that I haven't been able to stretch for a long time at working at DC for so long.
It was a pleasure having you on the channel. Thank you again for joining us and giving me the personal excuse to reread this book. But for anybody who's watching who hasn't read this and is a fan of Paul Pope's work, I think you have two high recommendations here. Thanks again.
Thank you, Kevin Sharp and Riley Rossmo, for doing that. As I saw, in a sense, said we could call the Cyclops Visor Award the best eye for art or visionary artist. Yeah, one or the other, Michael. I guess good work. I don't know. I don't foresee that being a thing here in the best of 2024. However, my good friend and virtual drinking buddy, Chris Snorek, is in the green room. Let me bring him in here. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
Good. Soon to be actual drinking buddy.
I know. I cannot wait. 6 weeks, man, and then we are kicking back and having a good time. I know. Man, it's been too long, but it seems like it was just yesterday. But here we are again.
Here we are again.
Boy, you got your Eternia shirt on. Look at that.
This is yeah.
Do you wear that when you go to the gym?
No. Well, no. I wear ratty t-shirts when I go to the gym.
Well, you could show off your your nerd qualities a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Normally it's like beer shirts that have been worn like 10 too many times.
I got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, yes. Well, I can't wait to have a drink or two with you every show. Oh man, what is this? Dan wants everybody to know that Chris Snorek t-shirts are now available in his TeePublic store. Shoot, I don't have a link for that. I should put that.
He called it beer connoisseur, which I appreciate.
Shoot, man, I'll try to find it when we're playing the EXP video so I can share it. But for those that don't know, Dan Tancredi has done some of the best artwork ever that this hobby has ever seen. And he's done my likeness. He's done well. He's got Marcus to a T. We saw that last week. He's got Jeff Wedding now. He's got Chris Snorek. You name
Jason.
it. If you're important, yes, he's got the Kazra's been done. Yeah, he. Don't worry. You know you're somebody when you've been drawn. Your likeness has been rendered by Dan. So,
Immortalized.
immortalized, exactly. And he's just getting started. He's just getting warmed up. There, he's probably there's probably a list of 10 people that we could be telling him he needs to be drawn next. Oh, that's right. I always forget about the Tyler one. The Tyler one always gets me because he's got that little bit of red on his lips. But I'm like, I remember that was when Tyler was at OAX and he had COVID. And every time I see that, I think of him being sick.
So funny.
Poor guy. All right, but anything else new? Have you picked up any art?
I actually made a pretty nice purchase this week. I haven't got it in hand yet, but I picked something up from Nick Bradshaw that I saw on Instagram this week, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Very cool, very cool. And I got that text from you too. That was very informative.
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, I forgot to reply to you. I didn't get to look at it till like 6 hours later. But yeah, that was really cool. And it was funny. I was looking at a strip on Heritage earlier. I ended up not picking it, but it was just kind of just so perfect watching lines flow around and how smart certain artists are about leading your eye from panel to panel.
We're talking about there's an Instagram feed that's all about Alex Toth, and he does breakdowns of Toth pages and shows like where your eye is going. And the funny thing is like you don't do it consciously, right? But then when you see it played out consciously, you realize he did it consciously, and that really messes with your mind for a minute. But then you see it everywhere. Every page you look at, every well-constructed, well-illustrated page you look at, you're like, oh, okay, yep, that's what they're doing.
It is. It's remarkable. You just think it's just happenstance. It's not. It's impossible.
No.
Oh man, but
can you hear me? I just realized I don't have my headphones in.
Oh, can you not hear me okay, or?
No, I can hear you great. I'm wondering if I sound weird because you are technically being picked up by my microphone, but.
No, I think it all sounds good. Oh, Kazra found the link. Cool. There you go. There's the TeePublic link for those of you who have here. We should just. Can I actually shoot? Shoot! I'm in the studio. I actually can't highlight the dang thing and copy it.
There we go.
Son of a gun. Well, I can just retype it. We can all revel in the. Well, you guys just go look. You'll see. You can't miss. You can't miss Chris. You can't miss any of us in there. Thank you for sharing that. But yeah, what is that Instagram account though?
Yeah. Sorry?
The Instagram account, do you remember the name?
Oh yeah, hold on. I think somebody posted a similar one, but I don't think that was the one that I follow. Hold on. Tothcentric.
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 Very good.
And there's Toth merchandise on there too, which is money in the bank.
Interesting. Did you see this? Jason's doing a little PSA for you, saying that the goals are about to end.
Thanks, JD.
Oh man.
No, I'm tapped out. I bought a cover. I bought 2 covers this month, so I got to save the rest of my powder for OAX.
I like to hear that. I definitely like to hear that. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about saving money for OAX. That's a good thing.
I didn't intend to buy the last cover I bought, but it was too damn good. I had to have it.
Well, it's I'm getting to see a lot of the pre-OAX stuff going out there, and it's cool. There's a lot of people who just kind of go all in and get the most expensive stuff. It's just interesting to see. But yeah, I think there's going to be so many cool pieces of art that are picked up at the show. That's what I'm looking forward to. And in a couple of cases, I've emailed the individual saying, okay, so you commissioned this person at that level. Make sure I get to see that piece before you leave.
That's got to be one of the biggest perks, right, of running the show.
Exactly. Yeah. Because the thing is, I know I won't get to see it till they hand it to them. So I got to beg the artist to make sure they remember to do it. And if we, as the show evolves and the app evolves and all that stuff, maybe we can work out, we should be somehow recording some of that a little bit better. The things that OAX was able to bring out and all that. And speaking of the app, it will be right now we're thinking of dropping it on the 26th, the day after Christmas, when everybody's full and happy. And exactly. We're all looking for something to do. the 26th will be the day that it'll drop, and it allowed us to kind of squeeze in one extra feature that when the app was approved 2 weeks ago, I looked at it and I'm like, everybody's gonna rip me a new one if we don't do this one
Ooh.
thing. And and again, it's not even like it was major, but I just was like, there's no way I can say I didn't know about it because it was going to be number one on the V2 list, right? So I'm like, all right, if we're going to do this, holiday release, I can go back to Andy and then have him add this one extra feature in there. So
Sweet. Okay. Well, worth the wait then.
Exactly. So that's the deal, everybody. I have been getting side emails. When is it going to come out? The 26th is our release date. It's today was like a sign off date, to be honest with you. I got to finally see the final version of that, and
Awesome.
it's all good.
Can't wait.
Yeah, in a sense, we need a scanning booth set up. I'm telling you, the thing is, the app, you can do everything from your app now. We should never see any, if people adopt the app like they should, we should never see a carpet border around pieces of art.
Oh, what's Lance gonna do?
You can
He'll leave
trim
it
it,
in.
man. It's all there. All the tools are there. You don't have to show us the shag carpet that you've got anymore. And I won't name any names, but you know who you are, and we know who they are. Yeah. So all right. So let's see. You might as well move on to stuff. We got my heritage picks. And then we can get everything rocking and rolling here. Close that. And
Jason, did the Mignolas really go cheap? Are you being serious, or are you just messing with me?
Is Jason ever serious? Does he
about art?
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I'll give him that. He's got to be lying. The Mignolas never go cheap.
Yeah.
Never. All right, let's get these things done here. This is the heritage picks for this week. A Joe Kubert cover definitely could use some cleaning. It's got glue stains on it, clearly. It's even got a lot of chipping in those two corners, but still damn cool cover. I mean, he's frozen, or they think he's pretending to be frozen solid, and so they decided to chuck a grenade at him with a swastika on it just to see if he would run and not be a frozen army dude with a machine gun. Yeah, I love it. I think this is great. And it's something like that. I mean, look at that. It really is cool. I mean, it would look great cleaned up. It's unfortunate that it's as brown as it is and has the glue stains all over it. But hey, somebody
might be a good way to get a decent price though too, if you really, really want one.
Yeah. No, I mean it's at $1,300 now. I mean, you're right. That's going to keep the price down. And these aren't very expensive covers anyway. I mean, when we see them sell, I mean, what are they? 12 to 15 usually, in kind of in that area. So they're not really high. I mean, so this could end up less than 5 figures, and probably for less than $1,000 you can get it cleaned and get the glue stains out of it and everything. So, yep, that's a good one. Twice Up as well. Then I can't pass up a Gonzalo Mayo splash page. This thing is just beautiful.
Man,
look at that. I didn't check to see the size on this, but either way, even if it's 11 by 17, even if it's smaller than 11 by 17, it's freaking amazing. Gosh, I mean, I
love the Art Nouveau like framework around it.
Exactly. Look at that.
Wow.
It's stunning. Got a little Zipatone in it too, but shoot, this thing it's great. So
gorgeous.
It's got to be, what is it, 652? Yeah, it should do well. I mean, look at that. That's unbelievable.
That draftsmanship. Wow.
Agreed. Macro Boy, I've shown these a few times. I just think that the detail work on this stuff is just really nice. And so it's old Flash Gordon. I think it's from 1960. Yeah, 1960. So just fun stuff. And usually these aren't super duper expensive, I think. Yeah. I know Mike's had a few of these, and I don't think they get priced over, in the like even at 1,000. I could be wrong, but
really,
yeah. I mean, the ones at least when I first started looking at these about 18 months ago, I don't think they were. I mean, maybe they're different now. I guess I should watch this one and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And I can say I bid on like 3 items, and I did not pick any of the 3 items to show. I've learned my lesson. I'm not doing it again anymore. No more of that.
Tax yourself.
Never gonna do it again.
Although, you know what I have to say, the Tommy Lee Edwards cover I picked up that you featured, it went cheap.
Really?
Yeah, luckily for me.
Doggone, man. Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I hope I'm winning on one of mine, and two of them. I got my bids in, so we'll see. I'm going to go back. I just kind of wanted to put a reminder in there for myself. But what is this? This was a what if story page from issue 15. George Perez, Tom Palmer. This site is just awesome. Very cool. It's kind of something that I would think Fish and any of the other galactic fans out there would get into.
That is cool. Wow.
Yeah, and then this one I thought this was, I don't think Anthony and Sharon are Dave Gibbons or Rorschach fans of any kind, but I thought this was really funny. And, there's certainly a lot of Gibbons, Watchmen sketches out there. Usually they're not in color, and usually they're not as funny as this one. I mean, come on, pouring gasoline on a birthday cake. I think it's freaking great. Read the description. It didn't really say what it was used for or why it was made, but that's all. Again, it's rare in that regard that I would assume hand colored by Dave. It didn't mention any other artist.
I have to confess, I missed the gas can at first, and I thought it was a different gag.
I get it. No, I get it. But yes, interesting piece, and only at $75 right now. Then a Mark Teixeira Moon Knight page. It's from High Strangers, which I'm not familiar with what that is, but this is it's a fantastic page. Look at this. I mean, every single panel is stunning.
Channeling Sienkiewicz here. I mean, the character obviously, but there's an influence on Teixeira anyway, and to see it like exercised here is pretty awesome.
Right. I mean, look at in this panel right here, the way he's, the brick wall. I mean, that's just a crazy angle to do that. But wow, it is. It's just great, and I love this. The last panel, it's got taking the brick out, pulling out a note. I mean, but it's amazing. Absolutely.
Is he holding his flashlight in his mouth, or is that a smoke?
I figured it was like a flashlight.
I think it is, but
it better be a flashlight. What is that? Yeah, Mr. Rejek says the cape is worth the admission. Yeah, that. Great. I mean, straight up. I mean, that first panel, the second one, I love it. Just going into the darkness there. This is, we should all want to have a page like this in our collection. It's
awesome.
It is. A Ramona Fraden piece. There's a lot of them out there. I thought this one was just nice because it's got five figures, all very well done. Women of DC. So, we're not going to get any more work from her. So if you're looking in the market, I mean, and I am. I've been waiting to find the right piece. This isn't it for me, but it might be. Then what I pay? Oh. This is a Warlock #2 page, and it's Buscema and Sutton. And, nothing really special about it, but whenever I see pages like this from this era, it always reminds me of like the first times I picked up comic books, like from my uncles or whatever, and the comic book smell and everything. But I see the art, and it just reminds me of my youth, right? Yeah. And I wasn't a huge Warlock fan, but I see this and I'm like reminded of my childhood, so I had to select it.
I think this is a great. I mean, an interior page, a panel page. This is a great one.
Mm-hmm. It is. It really isn't that bad, but yeah. And even #1 Marvel fan loves it. This is right up his alley. This next one has no Black Widow on it, but it is a J.G. Jones Black Widow issue 1 story page. And anybody who loves that story and remembers how great J.G. Did on this book, I mean, the art was just amazing. So the piece should, so this piece should go and be a very reasonable price. And but just seeing the art, I just remember, the way he rendered this book was just beautiful. I mean, and I look at this now, and what can you say about J.G. Jones?
I mean, it has that Marvel magazine feel because of the washes.
Yeah.
But
it's the thing is, you think that a guy of his stature, this is the kind of work that he'd reserve for the cover. The interiors might be a little looser or something, and he just gave this book, this series, his all. I thought. I mean, whenever I think of J.G. Jones, I think of this these issues of Black Widow, and just I'm always in marvel at them, because I've got he did the Wanted as well, which was very nicely done, but still not to the same kind of
I agree.
level of finish that
Yeah.
the Black Widow story had, even though it's kind of in the same era.
Well, and Marvel Boy too was like not,
That's
too far
true.
away from there and not nearly as like rendered or Marvel Boy and Wanted were both more, I would say, graphic than this, right? More like straight up and down, kind of like comic book storytelling, comic book illustration. These are like really, they're more fine.
Mhm. They are. They really are. I guess look at this. You see, Brian E says the price of the Moon Knight piece has doubled since I mentioned it.
Really? Wow.
I hope so. Because I'm not bidding on that one, everybody. Like I said, I'm not showing the ones that I bid on
You
anymore.
got to start sending Halper in these clips.
I do. I do. I think I actually picked 11 or something this time. Who knows? But Tommy Lee Edwards, Scott Hanna, Detective Comics, 695 page. Yeah, we've talked about Tommy Lee before, and I like his stuff. And I just thought the way it's chunky. It's inked by Hanna, so that adds a little bit of something different to it. But I just liked it. I really loved the last panel. But as an overall page, again, it's back to when I first saw the thumbnail. I was taken, by it, and I just think it's cool. And what year was 1996? So 28-year-old.
That's early.
Yeah. So no, very nice page. And then what was my last one here? Oh, I kind of threw this one in. George Evans, Battle of Britain illustration, but I just really liked it. George Evans, of course, done a fair amount of comic related artwork. This is from '68. I just really like this. It's a little bit mixed media. It looks like is it a little bit of dry brush, charcoal, pencil, a few other things in there. I didn't want to not highlight it, so I did.
That's nice.
Yep. All right, so we can get that high hidden out of there. They are scientific facts now. Is that right, Marcus? Okay. You got it, man.
You could probably put together a little PowerPoint presentation with a couple of Excel graphs in it and, send it over to Heritage and just say, see, this is why you sponsor the update.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And they didn't even ask for that. When they were sponsored it, they just wanted to have their name at the beginning. I'm like, I can't do nothing, and so I'm like, we'll do this. So but you're right. That I should do something for them. Let them know that
if there's anything I've learned in corporate America, Bill, it's show your worth. Show your worth.
All right. Yeah. I think I tend to do more than I probably should, but you're right. I should document it a little bit.
Nobody gives you credit for stuff they don't know you did.
All right. You got me there. I know I have a lot to learn. I'm getting
I don't know about that, but
well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little smarter every day.
That's
not
important.
as fast as I'd like. But let's go ahead and show the EXP preview tomorrow night, 7:00. I think a lot of people are going to be watching. I know that Nick Barucci is giving away a Jae Lee cover, and I believe Jae Lee is going to be joining him too. So that should be interesting. I don't know if he'll be drawing or just kind of hanging out and chatting, but we're going to get to see this EXP video preview and see what the show tomorrow is all about. So here we go.
Hey everybody, this Friday, December 13th, which, by the way, 13 is a lucky number in Italy. That's where I'm from. So, this lucky Friday, the 13th, we are going to have the original art experience, and I've got great news. We have a special guest, Jae Lee. He will be coming on the air. He will be doing commissions, and I have some Jae Lee art for sale. So, here's 6 pieces that I believe some of these I've already offered. I'm going to offer them again. But the most important thing is we are going to give away 1 Jae Lee cover this Friday. No purchase necessary. So 1 original art Jae Lee cover available this Friday, the lucky 13th. Now, I have other covers. Some of these I'm selling for Jay. Some of these are mine. So I got to be careful because some of them I can't show yet. So we have Thundercats Apex. That's going to be on the air. That's the one-shot special. Then we have the Gargoyles Winter Special cover. Then I can't show this. Let's see. I gotta look at these carefully. I'll get in trouble. Then we'll have Space Ghost number 9. Let's see. What else we got? I gotta be... it would have been helpful if I would have looked these up ahead of time. Nope, can't show that. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, Miss Fury Green Hornet number 1. That I can show. Miss Fury Green Hornet number 2. Johnny Quest number 5. That I can show. Johnny Quest. Oh, I love this cover. I shouldn't put this one on the air, but I will. Johnny Quest number 4. Johnny Quest number 3. Let's see what else. Oh, can't show this. Let's see. Can't show that. If I show the ones I'm not allowed to show, I can get fired. Can't show that for certain. Sorry, guys. I know I'm off camera. Like, I gotta get to the ones I can show. Here's more I can't show. Negaduck I can show. Here we go. We've got some Negaduck covers as well. Great series by Jeff Parker. Awesome covers by Jae Lee. These I could definitely show. Ooh, I wish I could show this one. God. I'll do a quick one. Don't know if anybody will see that, but I'm not allowed to show it, and I could get in trouble, so I'm not showing it again. Oh, man, look at all these. Look at all these I can't show. My God. Nope. Can't show that. So many that I can't show. I should have done this before. I was too excited, to be honest. No, definitely not that. That's a new series. I can show Space Ghost 6. That one I can show. Ooh, this one is sick. Space Ghost 7. Look how sick that cover is. So that one I can show. Then I can show Gargoyle's Quest. Got a couple of these. Those I can show. Thundercats 8 I can show. Thundercats 9. Thundercats 10. Thundercats 7. I don't even have these in order. Let's see. Thundercats 12. Thundercats 11. All right, let's see what else. Space Ghost 8 I can show. Let's see what we're down to. Nope, can't. Oh yeah, I can show Thundercats 13. And I can show Silverhawks number 2. And that's it. Look at this. I should be more prepared. Look at all these covers I can't show. So I would get fired if I did. So this Friday, December 13th, wow, I almost said February 13th, which, by the way, this February, Friday is the 13th, but neither here nor there. Or I could be wrong. Maybe it's Thursday the 13th. That doesn't matter. This Friday, December 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, Jae Lee is the special guest. We'll have a lot of Jae Lee art. He'll be doing commissions, and we will give away one Jae Lee cover. That is our Christmas present to you. So please hit that thumbs up. Please share. Let everybody know we're doing the contest giveaway. Love you all. Look forward to seeing you Friday at 7.
No stripper music at the end. I guess I cut that one off a little bit early. So yeah, there you go. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, everybody can hang out with Nick and maybe get a Jae Lee cover while you're at it. Now, I got a question came in from the audience, Chris. It actually came in from Fish Benz, and he wanted to know if this is your cousin or not. I don't know what, is there any relation here? I have no idea.
Distant relatives for sure.
Distant relative? Oh, see there.
Hi, Fish.
We do take questions, everybody. You can always just send them in to me, and I can try to show them off. But there you go. I don't think it looks anything like.
I encourage IPA drinking, so yeah, we're definitely related.
All right. Well, with that, yes, that is true. That's the only thing I can't drink is IPAs, unfortunately.
You can.
I have. Well, the ones you've sent me, I have drank. But I can only do like one, and then I have to refrain. I can't drink 2 of them, or I'm got a major headache the next day. But there you go, Fish. Thank you. Member for 37 months. He got he threw his super chat in there.
You went all out.
All right. Well, It's the OAX shenanigans beginning early, I think.
They kind of never stop.
Exactly.
Once you're friends with these guys.
Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. You guys didn't pick my burn. Alberto. Come on, Alberto. Sometimes there's just so much good art. I go through it and I'm like, oh man, I picked another piece by James, or I picked another one by Paul P. Or
I think
son of a
Alberto
gun.
was featured last week.
Yeah, I don't know, but of course it was a good one.
His Jae Lee Jones cap piece.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
right. You cannot. What are you going to do, Alberto? Oh, James is getting an ouch. Come on, James. You get featured. You do, man. Well, it's because you're always buying good stuff. Stop
Yeah.
doing it. It's hard to ignore some of the stuff that gets posted to CAF. Although we try. I think you
I
guys.
try to ignore
Yes. Well, no, I was going to talk about an app feature, but we'll save that for when the app is out. We can talk about how you can ignore some people permanently. But anyways, so all right. Well, we should get to the CAF update side of things here. Let me close this bald-headed dog. Get that off my screen. Let's see
Here.
here. So CAF update. This was the first week in December, wasn't it? It was it was the 2nd through the 8th. Dealers, everything's just kind of slow right now as far as sales go, even with the auction weekly stuff. But the dealers were at 182,000, but that was up from 129 during Thanksgiving weekend. A rare victory for Anthony Snyder, $64,000 in sales. 1/3 of all sales were done by Anthony.
Wow.
And what else we got there? Panel Page had 46,000. Will had 24. Mike had 17, and Albert had 11. Everybody else off. They don't even count. Although I do know that Felix has been doing a lot. He had a complete issue sale this week, and he acknowledged a bunch of commission sales that Chris Stevens did. So I think Felix, if he's not number one next week, I will be shocked. Because
Nick Klein Hulk issue dropped.
oh, that's right, that too.
Yeah.
So you add in all of that, yeah. That is very, very true. But yeah, there was an issue that because when they don't get put on the site or anything, but he still runs them through so that they get recorded in market data, and it ends up just coming to Colin and I as a complete issue sale. So we did get one of those like on Tuesday, I think, and then about a dozen Chris Stevens commissions that were all they're wall power ones. Those are they're like what the price on those. So yeah, it's a big week for
worth every penny.
Oh my! But I can only see the little thumbnails when it comes in. I was like, dang man, people got some great art.
Yeah. My favorite thing he does is he'll put those on Instagram and he'll show them like segment by segment. He'll do like 5 posts and it'll be like a quadrant, kind of or like a featured area, and then the whole thing.
I think I need to use Instagram a little bit more.
There's good stuff on there. There's a lot of trash on there, but it's worth having.
I know you always get that. You kind of get your theme or something that I see you do, and then I never see if anybody else does what you do, but I see.
Oh yeah, there's a group of us. Wolvie fan Rob is our ringleader.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a group of us. We do Throwdown Thursday, and so every Thursday there's a theme, and we post something from our collection that fits the theme. And if you don't have anything that fits the theme, then you just don't post it. But there's typically a dozen or so of us that do every week on Thursday.
I'm just shocked that Rob's a part of that. He doesn't impress me as an Instagram guy. He impresses me as a bub crawl kind of guy.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to pay a little more attention then. All right. Everybody's okay. I'm the only one. It's news to me, Stingray. I'm sorry. They'll their best Throwdown Thursday every week. Who knows what'll happen in the future?
Or like repost on the Comic Art Fans Instagram.
That would be a way to something. Yeah. Hey, well, we definitely need some activity there versus the once a day posts that we do. So we're not trying too hard yet. But 2025, I think things will be a little bit different. Where was this? Andre wanted to know: are the Felix guys doing any OAX commissions? No, nothing formal, and I don't think anything informal either. I mean, they really don't ever do pre-con anything.
They're going to take lists
aware
at the show, right?
What's that?
I think some of them are taking lists at the show, though.
Yeah. I think didn't they all draw the 6 artists that were there last year? I think all drew, but they didn't take pre-lists. They just whatever they could get done at the show, they did. So so yeah, they will definitely be drawing at the show. Chris Stevens looked like he was busy the whole time
Well,
last
and look
year.
what he put out. I mean, they were small but mighty.
Yeah, Tim says you got to be at the table early, and yeah, that's true. But they won't be participating in any OAX sanctioned things like we do with a lot of the other creators. Jason says that Chris did some. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't remember Felix ever. Like a lot of the reps will, like Mark does it when he goes to New York, that kind of thing. I don't remember Felix doing any like where he was managing.
Yeah, I think he did. I think it
Did
was
he
in the
really?
newsletter. Yeah.
Okay, it was probably on Instagram where I'm not spending any time.
He does
So I
put
missed.
stuff up there, but you still have to be part of the newsletter.
All right, all right. Well, Jason says he might be wrong.
I think he did, Jason. That
All
rings
right.
a bell.
Fine. All right. Hey, we got the 50 likes finally. It only took an hour and 20 minutes, but we appreciate every one of those 50 likes, even though there are, 72 of you watching right now. Yeah, see, Nick, Eagle Eye Nick. All right. Hit that thumbs up, everybody. All right, where are we at? Top 6 sales from dealers. Let's take a look. How did Anthony get to be number 1? Will we find out from these top 6? Well, not from this first piece, clearly it's by Glenn, but there you go. 182,000 was the total sales for dealers that we tracked last week. First up, this Epting Captain America #3 cover. Alberto, did you buy this? $28,000 was the listed price when it sold, and congrats to Glenn and whoever picked it up. Then, okay, here's an Anthony. $18,000 was his asking price on this Strange Tales 114 page by Jack Kirby and Dick Ayers. Then Anthony is not third. Who is it? It's Glenn once again. John Romita Sr. Spidey Super Stories cover, all pencil. So I'm assuming it's could it be a prelim? I guess. Certainly not the finished piece, but $18,000 for it. Then John Byrne, and this one's sold by Will. Fantastic Four Rumble Down Under commission went for $12,000. Then we have a Albert Moy sale. Where is Anthony? How does Anthony get number 1? He's only got one piece in the top 6. This is from FF 242. We've seen this page before. This one was sold by Albert for $9,500. And last but not least, another John Byrne piece. This was from Superman #6 Splash, and Will sold this one, asking price $8,000. Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
A classic Superman dilemma.
Exactly. But how did Anthony get number 1 with only one sale in the top 6? That's pretty remarkable. Okay. Volume. He had 62 sales. Glenn in number 2 had 5. Will in was number 3. He had 3. So what is it? Mike had 13. Albert had 4. So it's all about the volume. It's all about the smalls. My little $250 purchase added to
it all adds up.
His bottom line. Oh man. All right. So what do we got here from auction houses? Let's see. 349,000 was the week's total. There were 2 specialty auctions on top of the regular eBay and Heritage Weekly auctions. I forget what they were. I think one was an Archie one, and the other one might have been wasn't an illustration one. I can't remember what it was. But either way, if we only did the 2 that we normally would with eBay and the Wednesday Heritage auction, the total would have been about $260,000. So would have been a down week otherwise. So 350 is the total. See the top 3 from eBay and then Heritage. So first up is a Mike Mignola. What is this? This is a BPRD trade paperback cover. Sold for $3,400 on eBay. That's, hey, take that. Yeah. Then we have a Jim Chung John Dell Spider-Man page. I don't know what it's from. The title is very non-descriptive. It says Spider-Man original art, sold for $3,383. It's a nice page. And then we have this kind of cool. Somebody actually had to work for this one to make this New Mutants jam that had Blevins and Art Adams and Kevich Leonardi and McLeod. Yeah, went for $2,600. Then over at Heritage, number 1 selling item was this Bissett Toddleben Swamp Thing number 44 page, went for $5,520. Very nice last panel there. And these Graham Nolan Vengeance of Bane Batman pages are always doing well. This one went for $5,280. And finally, some Prince Valiant prelims by Wally Wood. 4,560 for that. Oh, they're pretty well finished for prelims.
Tight prelims.
Yep. But yeah, it's a lot of work. You do a 5-figure jam. I
Right.
don't know if I'd sell it. I mean, maybe they had it for a long time and then they let it go. But that's a lot of work. I mean, to get on Art Adams' list and and pay Sienkiewicz, Leonardi, McLeod's an easy one to get, and Blevins probably isn't terrible, but that's a lot of work.
Well, and not to mention it's probably 4 or 5 different shows, or
Yeah, I think if I went through all that trouble, it's not like I'm not creating a commodity to let go. I'm gonna keep it for a while. But congrats to whoever got it. All right, where are we going from here? So we can go into our stuff, I believe.
Let's go.
Now, how was it for you last week? Busy? Not busy?
Not too crazy.
Yeah.
It's dying down. So the crazy time is like the end of November into December. But our business is somewhat tied to academia. So once kids go home from college, it slows down.
Easier. Yeah, Emma got done with her last quarter a week ago, so she's now got like 4 weeks off. So
nice.
Coasting here around the house. I can get her to do some work around here.
Put her to work.
Exactly. What is this? Okay. The things I learned in the chat. All right, let's get these picks started here. Where are we going to get things started?
Oh yeah.
Now whose calf gallery are we in? Okay, Andrea Saladino. I think we've picked pieces from them before, and we've got a Joe Quesada, Kevin Nolan. Wonderful.
This is one of my favorite books, maybe of all time, and it's just because of the art team. Yeah, I mean, extending out to the way Quesada designed Azrael's costume. I mean, I loved everything about this. This page is incredible. It's really stark. I mean, you get some Nolanisms on the page, but it's still definitely, and clearly reads as like early Quesada, which I love, especially that bottom panel with Batman's cape. I mean, that's really Quesada 101. But I don't know. I love everything about this book. When I see a page pop up, which is not frequent by any stretch of the imaginations, I'd probably pick every one.
Well, it's beautiful. Kevin is a great finisher, and on top of Nolan, Quesada. I'm sorry, this is fantastic. I hate to say it, I haven't read it.
Don't even read it. Look at it. Just go look at it. I mean,
I can tell. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really well done. Now, do you own anything from this one?
No, actually, you know what? Nick, if you're going to be at OAX, we talked about this like for 2 seconds last year after I had like 30 beers, but I think Nick.
Are you the guy that pushed
No, I didn't do anything untoward, but I don't know. This would be a cornerstone in my collection if I could grab a page from this book.
So you've been a player at times trying to get a piece, but
I've talked to people.
Okay.
That's about as far as it's gone.
Well, it's a beautiful page, and congrats to Andrea, right? Was it? Yeah. So congrats to them. I mean, have we got a lot of only 3 comments on it though? How's that possible? Well, but Nick got in there. He even got in there before Marcus.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. And I do. I mean, the way the cape's drawn there. When I see that, I think Quesada. So that's
or like Scott McDaniel might do something like that, but Brayfogle-ish, but like more big shapes, like that little slashy stuff. That's really
very true. Tyler T. Now let's see here. Eric Roper. Not familiar with Eric Roper.
I wasn't either, and to tell you the God's honest truth, that's why I picked this. So this looks like something that would have come out of like an old D&D like monster manual or something, but it's on tonal paper, and the tonal paper adds so much to this. Like it gives it an overall like crypty, like creepy vibe. those little white points, you know, that he puts in all just the right spots. Like the fire is basically done with the same technique, and it's really effective in that too. Almost to the point where the little points that are reflected on the armor and the skull look like they could be kind of emanating from the fire. But then the negative space stuff too, like those black dots, like there's a lot of like really cool ink technique stuff happening on this. And the fact that it's on tonal paper, like lets you do so much more. You don't even need to do gradients, right? You've got a gradient built in. So I thought this was really cool. The thumbnail just grabbed me.
I like it. Now, that's the first thing I thought of too, was the old D&D modules. You know, I would love to get some crappy old Errol Otis drawings that aren't well done, but speak to that era of gaming and stuff. But no, I thought this was pretty cool too. I probably wouldn't have picked it because it's, you know, it's not like dramatic, but there's a lot of good things going on in it.
Yeah.
And
well, artistic quality, you know, is up there in my opinion. And I think again, I had not heard of Eric Roper, so worth a mention.
Got a very slick 70s looking signature there too.
Yeah.
And let's see, this is in Tyler's cap. So let's see how many other people have collected an Eric. Oh, we only got one other piece in there by Eric Roper. Is it? And it's, gosh, that's a pretty large gap. 4 years between one piece and the other. So, interesting. And wow, I got logged out of CAF. I don't usually see this big orange bar on my search. How did that happen? Oh well. Hey, you never know. All right, where are we going from here? We are going to Christopher H. Now, I know you picked 2 pieces from Christopher H, but
and I didn't do it on purpose. And honestly, I probably could have picked 4. I don't know Christopher H, but this was a banner week for him posting art that I like. So
I thought this one was fantastic too.
Isn't this nuts? I mean, if you get Alan Davis on Captain Britain, you're in a good spot automatically. But this is like Captain Britain with a huge mustache and a beard. So that's like 10 extra points at least. And then there's all the like scattered dead Captain Britons at the bottom. So you get some little like cameos in there by alternate universe Captain Britons, one of which I think is Spider-Man. But yeah, I don't know. Just Alan Davis on Captain Britain is right in my wheelhouse. I would pick this even if it was like a commission or a sketch or something. But that's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, no, I mean the beard and mustache is what went. I mean, it's great illustration no matter what. But just seeing that, it's like, yeah, this all
he's got his eye punched out. I mean, come on.
Right. I mean, what was this even used for? I didn't even bother to check when I saw it. So it was a New Avengers cover.
Yeah, but it's like featuring the Captain Britain Corps, I think they're called.
I think, look at that, Alberto. It looks like Captain America knocked out down there or something.
Captain America Britain.
Captain America Britain. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's something like that. It is a little odd. But no, great piece. Chris H did have a very good week and definitely deserves to have this piece recognized and the other piece that you picked. And I see Anthony in the chat. He says it was his wheeling and dealing show that helped him secure the victory last week. Well, congratulations. I'm glad I got to play my part in that.
Keep wheeling and dealing, Anthony.
All right, where to next? Oh, Mr. Suarez. And we don't get to see Lance's carpet in this one. Looks like he laid it on the kitchen table or something.
Part of the reason I picked it, if I'm being totally honest, carpet free.
It's carpet free.
But
I'll have to say, Mannix has been doing some really nice cover recreations.
Yes. Yeah. And this is one of my favorite covers. Like, you know, this isn't it, you know, I think everybody loves this cover. If you don't love the Steranko cap covers, then I don't know, there's something wrong with you, I guess. But to see Mannix's take on it obviously is super fun. He stays so true to the original while at the same time like making the whole thing his own. And that's really what I love about these. Yeah.
He did that Wrightson illustration, you know, with the heads on the yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what it was used for, but I saw that the other day. Yeah, he's on a roll, man. He's killing it. He's in demand. Yeah. Everybody wants to get Mannix to do something. So, and I'm happy for him. He's but yeah, when he does stuff like this, you'd be crazy not to commission him for something.
Right. Pick a cover. I mean, honestly, it doesn't
Yeah.
seem to matter. He bangs
No.
them all. He like nails them all.
Yeah, this is cool. I want, I didn't really even get to see what he brought to OAX last year, but I think I'm gonna go over to his table as early as I can just to see what he, because I've never seen like a whole portfolio of Mannix artwork. I
It's
didn't
got to
look
be
last
mind
year.
blowing.
Yeah.
I saw very, I don't think I did either. I went over and looked at Miko's stuff, and I saw very happy people wandering around showing off Mannix pieces, but I didn't look at the portfolio either.
All right. Well, I'm gonna make sure that I go by there before it's picked over. Not to buy anything, just to see it all. I should do a flip. That would be fun. We
That'd
could
be
do like,
cool.
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try that. We'll have
Okay.
to think of some stuff that we can do like that in advance of the show. We'll see. All right. Well, where are we going to from Lance's calf gallery? All right. Let's see here. Oh, okay. This is this is the other one from Christopher. I just think this one's totally awesome.
Isn't it?
Doc Shaner's. But I mean, look at that. The detail
Yeah.
in this thing is, I mean, at first you don't think there's going to be a lot, right? The negative space just makes it look like two white shapes
Mhm.
kind of coming together, and then you just realize how much he's packed into this piece. It's fantastic.
That's really what I liked about this, honestly, was the contrast in styles between the creature and Gigantor. But it's got Rusty the Boy Robot vibes for sure. Your big guy and Rusty the Boy Robot vibes. Very similar subject matter, certainly, but that was in a lot of ways a pastiche of this in the first place. So I think yeah, tentacles within tentacles for sure. But yeah, I think Doc Shaner is incredible, especially when you ask him to draw something that's like clean like this. I mean, I
Mm,
think he really excels. He has a great, affection for these Hanna-Barbera characters for sure, and it shows.
yeah, no, I like this a lot. I love the way he did the buildings in the back too. Very methodical.
Yeah.
In a way that, I mean, it's all very intentional.
Hmm.
Every line, that he puts in there. I
Well,
mean,
and
just so
every skipped line.
right, exactly. No, I mean, he's consistent. I mean, a lot. Everybody typically try. I'm not gonna say. Okay, I'm saying using the word everybody. So often, artists don't want to have like a harmony like that with things. It's better to have to have one thing missing a line and the next one not. He's persistently putting in these patterns that
Right.
should not happen. Typically, because of how most artists would approach something like this, and yet he's going all for it. I mean, why the idea that he left the line off the top of every one of the windows on this side of the building
Yeah.
is an odd choice, but you don't mind it,
No.
and actually it adds so much to the piece.
Well,
Same
until
thing,
you start to think about it, you don't even it's just not even there.
right,
Well,
exactly.
like when you're a comic artist and you have to bang out, X number of pages every month, like every line counts, right? He
Hmm.
probably saved himself 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, not drawing those little, closing off all those windows.
Hmm. Very true. Well, a very good pickup for Chris, and like you said, there could have been a couple other ones out there
Yeah.
that could have been highlighted. So let's see here. Where do we go from here? Oh, Patrick Kohanek. I got to get him back on here too. He was one of my early interviews, and we really just focused on like Frazetta and a few other
Mhm.
artists that he collected, but we really didn't talk a lot about his comic art collection. We focused on more, I don't want to call them fine art pieces, but yeah, he was a very interesting guy, and the more I see the pieces that he adds to his collection, I really should try to bring him back on because he was really knowledgeable, and we didn't talk at all about comic book
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah. Be definitely worth another shot. This one for me, it's a Silver Age DC title page. That's a huge thing for me, but also I just love Adam Strange. I mean, one of my very favorite DC characters, and this is so early for Adam Strange too. I mean, they hadn't even really like completely dialed in the costume at this point. Like his fin is still really big, which kind of went away after a while, but um yeah, just a real affection for the character, a real affection for the time period.
No, that's great. Infantino and was it Giella? Let's see. Yeah, it's Giella.
Yeah.
So no, very very nice. And yeah, it's a title page for crying out loud. It's what year is this? does it say there?
Probably be 63.
63. Yeah. I mean, it just looks like an old periodical with the,
Yeah,
the
right. The
smart face
masthead
and
and
everything.
all the
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. But congrats to the doctor on this one. This is a great one. Then there's Stephen Davich got the first comment in on Robert Frey's piece here. This is a Perez Avengers 151 page. So yeah, this is a nice one. I think a lot of people were impressed to see this piece.
Well, how many times do you get that shot at the bottom? I mean, this page, whatever is going on in the rest of the page, it doesn't matter. It's that last panel that really sells the whole deal. This is pretty early Perez. And so it's not like the George that we came to know, right? So it's still a little early for him, but it's just good, like House Marvel stuff from the time. And then you get that awesome bottom panel, and like what else can an Avengers fan ask for?
Yeah, exactly. Number one Marvel fan is
Major wantage.
He's jonesing very badly for this piece.
Yeah.
No, I get it, and you're right. It is early Perez, and so maybe you don't like get the the total Perez vibe, but just the knowledge of having an early piece, in a good Avengers story, and you get the like you said, the money shot at the end.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know, and this being a very desirable piece. 14 comments, 20 likes. We can get a few more on there, I think. Look at that. Even Jason threw one in. Love this, Robert. A man of few words, Jason D'Ambrosio. But the point was well understood.
In comments.
Let's see. Going over to Gab R's Calf Gallery, 17-year member of the site. And this one, Brechia piece, Tex Willer Snake Man. Not familiar with the title, of course, but the colors on this thing are fantastic. The blacks and those last three panels just make the colors pop so much. This is a really nice page.
Color Brechia. I mean, it's not, stylistically what I would typically associate with him, which, made it a little more unique as well. But the coloring is, really, really pops on this, especially that fourth panel with the like gnarly fist.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really like, there's everything in there.
It's funny. I didn't realize how much detail was in the piece until I clicked on it. I mean, when these almost look like solid colors. Even we were looking at it before, but you look at all of the line work in there. Holy mackerel, that's crazy. I am kind of blown away. I had no idea. Wow.
And those bottom three panels are like, the source lighting on the Archer in the middle is really terrific, but it's almost got that like 70s blacklight poster vibe, and the same thing with the fist panel. So I don't know, it shows really nicely, and like the thumbnail like absolutely jumped off the site.
It did, but yeah, this is cool. I mean, I'm kind of curious about the art from the rest of whatever this book is. I wouldn't mind getting a page from it, just because. I mean, again, look at all the ink laid down in this panel that you had no idea about until you looked really closely. God darn, and then in here, the amount of detail that he put in just in the paints on these snakes, right? The snake is actually like, there's hardly any work done on here at all, ink wise, and then it's all done in color.
Yeah.
Wow. That's that's really nice. Huh. I'm gonna do some searching after the show.
I kind of wish I had seen, I'm not sure I've ever seen another like something of this ilk by him. So
I don't know why is Jeff screaming my nipples in the I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know what's going on at Jeff's house, but
I think it kind of looks like they're exploding off of him.
It does sort of look like that, but yeah, I guess he's feeling the pain of that sixth panel. Jeez. Patrick Hatfield now. You'll see. Patrick Hatfield, not familiar, but we don't have a large scan here, but I mean, John Romita Jr. inking himself.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's Scott Hanna.
Oh, is it Scott Hanna?
Yeah, he credited JR on it, but if you look at the bottom
Oh,
right,
look, it does say Hanna right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you're
Scott
right.
Hanna scribble.
Okay, I was
So
just going by what he wrote.
I've said this ad nauseum. I'm not a big John Romita Jr. fan, for for better or for worse, but this chonky Punisher that he draws, I mean, I'm just into it. Like when he went on Punisher Warzone, I feel like it was love him or hate him. And I fell into the love column like immediately and had not really paid attention to him since X-Men, probably, which was so different. His run on, his stuff on X-Men was so different than that Punisher stuff. And the
Yeah.
Punisher stuff is really kind of where he stayed stylistically ever since. But yeah, I don't know. This kind of thing, like this really speaks to me. It's right up my alley.
I'm getting an absolute Batman vibe from the posture and
The thickness.
It's the anatomy
Yeah.
here. This is yeah, little bit of that, but no, it's totally great. I mean, if any, we've talked about this before. Some of Romita Jr. stuff is more miss than hit for me, but yeah, this is great. I mean, he didn't impress me on the X-Men, but I loved his run on Thor, for instance. I thought he was fantastic there, and yeah, Punisher work, fantastic.
He did my favorite X-Men story, actually. The one where
Really?
The Conan villain Kulan Gath comes and he's got like Spider-Man is crucified in the sewer underneath New York, and like, oh
Yeah,
my God,
yeah.
I love that story.
Yeah, that is. Yes, that was a very good story. I will give you that. But so congrats to Patrick Hatfield. And finally, I mean, there's only one just like some of us have our Stingray character collections, and
Or
some
the
of us
Thing.
have our Razorback collections.
We do.
I love collectors who are consistent and persistent in their requests, but this is a unique one, right? I mean, if there was a character that had
In
less
every way.
experiences than Stingray, it would be Razorback. And yet here we are looking at another Razorback, but an artist we both love, Kyle Holtz.
Yeah. So you get the Kyle Holtz magic, right? Like you know what he's gonna deliver, and then you pick Razorback, and like this is what you get. So he has to be jacked at the results. I mean, this is an absolutely insane, gnarly looking rendition of who is clearly his favorite character. Actually, wouldn't it be messed up if Razorback wasn't his favorite character?
Well, did you see that Stingray just said Razorback fan owns a couple Stingray pages?
Ooh.
But do you own a couple Razorback pages is the thing that we want to know. So maybe you guys can work out a trade one day. Oh man.
I'm being totally honest. I picked this because Razorback fan is kind of like an urban legend in my mind. Every time he posts something, I'm like, there it is. There he is. There's Razorback fan. There's another Razorback. So he just, he deserves us to give him a spotlight.
I'm with you there. I mean, we have to sometimes, but I agree. Every time I see his name in the right-hand column, I have there's a curiosity. What has he got?
Absolutely.
It's usually a commission of some kind. But yeah, I mean, I do. I don't think I watch his calf gallery. I'm going to have to now that because the app is so much easier to follow that kind of stuff.
You know what you're going to get.
Right. But Stingray does not own any Razorback art. All right. Well, got to keep your eyes out for that.
Oh, Rick Welch. Come on.
The comedian has struck.
It stings.
Is he in Arkansas?
Maybe. We don't know. All the shit we don't know about Razorback fan could fill a book.
Yes, indeed.
But I'm interested.
I am too. All right. Well, that was a good last pick, and for all the right reasons too.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Where are we going from here to my stuff? So Anand Radhakrishnan. I think we featured something from them once before, and there you go. Anand RK, I guess it probably goes socially, but I think Mikhail had a Spider-Man. I can't really remember the image now, but I know there was a piece that Mikhail had that was by the same artist, and it feels like I'm feeling like this might be a little bit more vibrant than the scan. I mean, if not, it's fine because as a composition, it's just this crazy feeling, Sienkiewicz vibes. I don't know, a culturally interesting
Mhm.
painting. You know what I mean? There's just something here that I kept coming back to it, thinking, should I include it? Should I not include it? But I'm just kind of taken by the patterns and things going on in it, that
Yeah.
almost even more than I am about the character in it at all. I just feel like, and I feel like when we picked it from Mikhail's piece, it was almost the same kind of reason, very patchworky colors, in the same piece. And
Mhm.
I got the same vibe from this. And just because it's so unique and it stands out, I felt like, you kind of have to, if something is kind of intriguing me enough to keep going back to it and thinking I should feature it, I might as well feature it. So,
I think the coolest thing about this to me is, so to your point, I do think that this is probably a little more vibrant, but
mhm.
even if it is, the effort that it takes to match all of the chroma in
Mm,
these paints to have it get this like cohesive, all together look, like, so the whole thing fits together, like it's tonally similar from top to bottom, with a couple of like itty bitty little standout colors, like the yellows like do pop a little bit more than anything else, just by maybe by virtue of being yellow. But to match all that chroma and have it look this way without like painting it and then filtering it, or something like that, or doing it digitally, that's intense, like color theory. That's like absolutely intense, ability to just make, paint, and understand color.
right. I was trying to look to see if they did some kind of like an not an overpainting, but something to kind of pull it
That's
all
what I thought
together.
too. Like, did he
It
put
doesn't
like
look
a
like it though
gesso
at
filter
all.
over it, or the whole thing, or something?
Right. No, but it does. I don't think it is. I think you're
No.
right. I mean, they were able to lay this down and keep all those tones consistent. That's that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So again, that's worth featuring. And again, I don't know anything about the artist, but now I know that Mikhail and Khalil have a piece of art in there. Earthy is how Marcus likes to define it. But hey, well, a lot of people appreciate it. There you go.
Well,
And Marcus even wrote a poem.
we
You'll
we
have to
love
go
the
over there.
we love the
What's that?
collector, I think, as much as the piece. But
Yeah.
um I think now I'm thinking like more and more about this, and like I I almost wonder if like the deliberate like knockdown of the saturation and like things like that of the color is deliberately posed against the busyness of the composition.
Mm. Well, either way, I mean, it works really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see one of these in person now. Very, very curious about the
Yeah.
artist.
Well,
Well, there's a
maybe
lot
he'll
written.
bring it to
Khalil doesn't.
OAX for us.
Oh, he even linked to it. Okay, I see. I had no idea. Oh, it was a Miles Morales Spider-Man. That's right. Well, just for the hell of it, let's just click at it and look at it for one
Yeah,
second. Okay, yeah, there we go.
this is richer though.
Oh, without question, yeah. I mean, look at these colors pop in a totally different way. Pattern, but
Mhm.
it's kind of got that patchworky feel to it because of
Yeah.
the city. But yeah, very interesting. I mean, I would imagine one of these guys. Okay, there you go. Like Kyle linked to their Instagram. I will check out their Instagram after the show so that I can see other work that they've done. I have a feeling that they must. I don't know if they probably aren't strictly in the comic centric character work. I'd have to believe that.
A lot of creator owned stuff.
Okay, so you're very familiar then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I do think I picked too many pieces this time around, but I think I picked 12, so we'll go fast through mine. So Frank Quitely. I mean, I always have to stop and look. Chuck Arnold would be mad at me if I didn't stop and look every once in a while at a Frank Quitely. But I thought this one was really nicely done. I think Mikhail said something about the eyes being just, I mean, it's yeah, the blue helps and everything, and we know that Quitely uses blue pencil a lot. But just here, it just works really well, and the blue
Mhm.
works as a great, kind of shading technique in here, where as well, it just kind of makes
Pushes it
makes them
back.
kind of pop and glow,
Mhm.
and it makes him feel so unearthly, and with just that little bit of color. So, oh, there he is. There's Chuck.
This is one of the creepiest Swamp Things I've ever seen, to be honest.
Agreed. And the teeth. I mean, I agree. Yeah, I came back to, again. It's like sometimes you look at a piece like this and you think, is there enough here to make it worth talking about? Because a lot of Frank Quitely stuff is kind of sublime and for different reasons. But this one, there was a lot of intent here, and
Yeah.
it works really, really well. So congrats, Mikhail. I don't know how you got this piece, but if I were you, I'd be happier than hell to have this in my collection.
This is gorgeous, and it's so wrought. I mean, I feel like one of the things we frequently talk about with Quitely is how little there is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot here.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, gosh, yeah, it is frightening, but I love it. Yeah, old blue eyes. Yeah, not the one we're used to. All right, I picked this one because it's in Dino's calf gallery, and
This is important.
it is. Oh, without question. This is Gamel and Rubenstein. It's funny. The scan isn't very good. I mean, I'm sure it's a photograph. I hate to say that, Dino. It'd be great to get,
Well,
because
it's
this.
huge.
Yeah, I mean, it is massive, and that was the. Where did I put it? It's kind of covered up. But he made that birthday print for me from this, where it's like, my 50th, or I don't remember what birthday party. Oh, it's 55th. That's right. So as soon as I saw it, I smiled, and I had to look and see and remind myself where Snorek was and everybody else. But again, I mean, what an impressive piece of art. I mean, Dino's just got so many great things in his calf gallery always, but something like this is just unbelievably breathtaking. And I can't even imagine what it's like to get to look at this thing whenever you want.
You could pour over it for an hour and just, character by character, or, team by team, and name them all. And I mean, that's why they made the poster, right? But then you get extra Falcony for sure. I mean, this is like, if you look at it that way, these are like emphatic, like perfected versions at the time of all of these characters.
Yeah, this thing is amazing. I don't know, I wonder what the size is on this thing. It's gotta be major. 32 by 22.
Oof.
Yeah. Let's see, is the framed image a little clearer? Oh my gosh, yeah, look at this. This thing is much better. Oh shoot. See, that just makes all the difference right there. Look at that. That's incredible.
And like, I love to, in his description, he calls out the fact that, like, a sign of the times kind of thing. So you've got Iron Man and the Silver Centurion, Thor has a beard, Spidey's in his black costume. I mean, just harkens back to, I was in 5th grade when this came out, and like, this wasn't on my wall, but very, very similar posters were.
Exactly. Yeah, you got X Factor costumes, which are always kind of goofy. Who the heck is this guy back here waving his hand? I can't make it looks like a W. Is it a W on his chest? I can't even tell.
Oh, is
the
it
only
Wonder
character.
Man?
I don't know. So only
red eyes.
Huh.
So he stood out. Did he show the color version?
Heartbeat. I'd have to go back over to here.
He's right next to the thing.
Oh, is that Wonder Man? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, what a weird. Okay, so that's why the costume just doesn't make sense. But either way, congrats to Dino adding another masterpiece, another Falcon to his to his collection. So yeah, everybody got it right. Wonder Man.
It's like a
there you go. Here's the James Siegel piece. James posted a couple. Well, he had another piece that was pretty decent this last week too. But this Assad cover is fantastic. I mean, if you're a fan of Assad's work, there's there's a lot of nice painted pieces out there, certainly, but not a lot with this many characters on it.
Yeah.
And a House of M cover. I couldn't not feature this one, because this just has everything that you like about Assad's work. I mean, we've seen stuff that Anthony's had for sale, or we've seen stuff that's been posted before, and he always has this amazing. It's back to he does so much with so little. His paintings don't pop like Alex Ross, in any way. And when they're very rarely bright.
Yep, they're pretty monochromatic, and they're like almost atonal. You know what I mean? Like they're very I don't want to say flat because flat sounds negative, but they are similar tone.
Right. And but look at this thing. It's one. I mean, it's dramatic, and again, it's an Assad cover. They're hard to come by, and I think this is great. A great story as well. So James has picked up a piece that has a lot of significance.
I really like the use of the foreground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets an axe in there too, which is cool.
I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
Yeah.
Everybody's high-fiving James. But what was the other? There was another piece James posted. See, some days you gotta go with what's good. Oh, it's a trade paperback cover. Okay. Either way, great piece. Love it. Where are we going to from here? Oh, this was in Rick Welch's calf gallery. You know, I think we've probably all seen this image before. I don't remember who owned it or whatever or when. But the thing is, this is like, as far as a convention sketch level piece, Arthur Adams is, he's just amazing anyway. He's just always done great stuff. But there's a lot of vintage pieces like this out there. This is from '87, and I would own this thing in a heartbeat. And and there's not many artists where you look at convention sketches from the '80s and say I'd own that in a heartbeat, right? There's probably a few Jack Kirby pieces out there, but Art Adams, I mean, anything that I've ever seen by him, I'd feel like I'd want to own. And having seen this image before, it's like I would kill to own this. I'd probably pick this. I wouldn't pick it over the John Byrne, Phoenix that I have, but it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Because it's just that good. And I feel like, it's always going to be desired by other collectors. And, and you can't say that about convention sketches too often.
No.
I don't even know if you can say the same thing about the current work that he's doing, because he's still doing them, right? You can buy another $5,000 bust head sketchy thing from Art Adams, and you're going to have a good one, but the other guy's got one just as good. You can't get them like this anymore.
That's a good point. One of the things that I think is maybe the coolest about Art Adams is he's so good, and everything he produces is such high quality that, like, for me personally, I've seen stuff that I know was a convention sketch or it was a commission or, whatever, but that image is like an iconic image of that character in my mind because of how well it was done.
Right.
Off the top of my head, there's like a Colossus that, like, when I think about Colossus, I think about that. And I think Dino owns that now, but it was a commission. But when I think about Colossus, I'm like, oh yeah, that one Art Adams commission. Yeah.
And and I forgot. Yes, Jeff Dunn sold this on the last Amateur Dueling Dealers.
No.
And that's why it's.
You could have had it.
I could have had it. Yes, I could have. But I mean, you think about that. I mean, I think this is just amazing, and I would rather have one of these by Art Adams than any of the current stuff that he's doing. And nothing against the current stuff at all. It's just that I think this is great.
I get it.
Is that how you tell the age on?
Andre's not wrong at all.
Oh man, this one, I picked this one. Probably for all the wrong reasons. It's Dreadstar 1, page 1, and all it made me think of is that every good book has, they always talk about that first sentence, right? And so when you're starting a new story, what's the first thing you're going to do? And so while this piece of art, I mean, it's Starlin, so it's drawn in a style that we all like and can appreciate, but it's Dreadstar too, and I kind of kept coming back to it and thinking it's worth pointing out, that sometimes, when you start a whole brand new storyline with things that people don't know anything about, that first page is so important. And it's a solid page. It makes me wonder about the rest of the book. A lot of times when you're picking up a comic book, you'll at least flip it, take a look at the first page, maybe a few other ones, and that's your deciding factor to walk away and leave. So I don't know. Every story has a beginning, and this is Dreadstar's beginning. So
I completely agree. I mean, this is like, if you're going to start, to your point, like world building something, like this is an important page, right?
It is. Absolutely. Yeah, no, totally. I'm not going to kill Rick W for that piece. But no, I mean, it is. I just think, I don't know. yeah, but I actually really liked Dreadstar a lot, and I did. I love the art in it. I thought it was just fun. Because this is kind of that era where we were starting to see all the different 80s storylines come out and stuff, and so
Yep.
I liked Dreadstar. I read. I don't think I at least picked up I picked up a lot of the first issues. Either way, bottom line is I liked it a lot, and so there we
Yeah.
go. Birth of a franchise, says Marcus. Okay,
Great costume.
yeah. Let's see what next. Oh, I had to pick this one. Just
Yeah.
and this didn't. Oh yeah, Will Grief. They posted a couple burn uncanny pages, but this one was always kind of a memorable storyline, and you get all the all the team
Yeah.
there in the middle. Just a really great page, and again, I look back on these, and the figure work that John Byrne was doing was just so unlike anybody else at the time. I don't know. Gosh, I just this artwork is such a joy to see, on CAF. I wish Liefeld would start posting all the pieces he's picking up. But yeah, it's from issue 119. Okay. But
Awesome.
Austin with him was, whether or not John maybe felt like Terry was always his best or not, but I just think that Terry did a lot of great work in here. I love like the
Yeah.
water and the rock blowing up here, and that's a result of Austin figuring out the best way to work with Burns pencils, and just does it masterfully. And then Byrne just handling the figure like nobody else. So as far as I'm concerned, I just think this is a great page. And look at that, you get the book ending the two figures like that. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a great page. Damn it.
Well, and like Storm, as far as Burn Storm faces go, like that's the one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's perfect. And Colossus too. That's perfect.
Right, fingers in his ears. Oh gosh. Yeah, no. This is yeah, I'm jealous. Every time I see one of these, this is great. And hey, look, we got carpet. I see a little carpet here.
Oh, there we go.
Uh-huh. All right, he's got the beige carpet rocking. All right. Well, congrats. I'll get my thumbs up on these at the end of the show when I'm all done.
Knowing that people are still putting Burn Austin X-Men pages on their floor. Right? That's special.
That really is. Okay, Paul P. I could pick a piece from Paul P. every week because he's got a good eye. He brings in a lot of art every week, and a lot of it's Spidey focus. So here he had a piece that was Finch and Friend on a Birds of Prey cover, and I liked it. And I'm trying to step out of my Marvel side every once in a while. And, you get a bunch of babes on this thing, and it's the composition is right. And again, anything Richard Friend works on to me is always going to look great.
I agree. And on Finch, he brings something a little different.
Mm-hmm.
You get used to seeing Finch inked by the same like two guys basically, and then you throw Richard Friend in the mix, and like it's a little more open. It feels a little less busy. The textures are different. I'm not going to say better or worse, whatever. The textures are different though. It's very, very sharp. I think he's a great inker on Finch.
Yeah. No, see, I actually like it more now that after you said that, and I've looked at it closer. Yeah. Did you see what Jason said? He was going to take his burnout and lay it on the carpet and take a picture of it.
Ooh, send me a picture. I like that kind of balls. That's what I'm saying. Goose
says it's a different type of rug burn.
Oh, God, we got puns tonight.
Oh my goodness, Rick Welch, you got Goo is giving you a run for your money tonight.
Get after it.
Woo. All right, where are we going? I got 4 more pieces to go, and we're going to call it a night. So Mickey Anamantadu, Eddie Barrows. Eddie Barrows can. You could pick a piece from Eddie Barrows every week, and
really.
Look at this one. I mean, this. I don't. Again, it's the amount of rendering in here, and I don't think this is. It's not his inks, right?
No, Eber Ferreira.
Yep, exactly. Thank you for saying that. But I mean, look at the way this thing is inked is what makes this thing special. You get Barrows, great composition, but the ink
kind of Bolandy.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, in the way the line work is done, absolutely. I don't think Mickey's with us anymore. He was here at the start. Well, he'll have to come back and see which piece I picked because Mickey posts like almost once a day too. But
Mhm.
look at the work even down here. I mean, this is inconsequential. Could have been done with by the colorist. Who needed to do all this extra work?
Well, yeah, I mean, yes and no. It grounds the whole thing.
It does.
I mean,
It does.
literally and figuratively, but
Well, but yeah, gosh, this is fantastic.
mhm.
God. I mean, look at right here. I mean, just so many little different techniques. I mean, this is literally like a screen. I mean, it's, this is at a right angle, both these, but it just goes in and does it. Oh man, it's just,
And the
I love
sick part is he drew all that too, right? I mean,
it.
he
Mhm.
renders the hell out of these things before they ever see ink.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, Jason says James and Mickey are in a race. They are kind of. They are kind of. And then you throw Paul P in there too. But wow. Yeah, I love this piece. I mean, this was like probably the first piece I set to my list this week where I was just like, I loved it too much not to forget about it. But you're right. The more I'm looking at it, I'm feeling I get that ball and vibe to it.
Yeah.
All righty. Three more here. So this is a piece I picked from for the show graphic, Casara, right? And this was a commission.
That's
Yeah, it was a commission.
incredible.
Yeah, in Andre's collection. I mean, look at that. I mean, there's a reason why why his OAX pre-list sold out, during the show and everything. I mean, he's just fantastic. I
He's a
mean,
top 5 Colossus artist, I think. He just he gets him.
yeah, dang on it, man. This thing is awesome. It's, so Andre, I'm very jealous. This is great. And yeah, I did not get on his commission list either, but and I didn't even get to look at his portfolio. He's one of the guys, just like Mannix. I'm going to be checking out, Josh's portfolio, whatever he brings.
I
Because
have to, he's on FF now. He's he's
that's
doing
right.
FF covers. And last year I went and I picked up my commission from him, and then I was like, okay, see you later, like an idiot.
That won't happen this year, will it?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
We
Wow.
learned a lot last year, Bill.
Yeah. No, I'm really happy Josh is coming back too.
Well,
And
when you do
and
this,
he's such a
you gotta,
fan. I mean, he's collected a few pieces. I think he might have even gotten on like a list or two or something. At the end of the day, he's a fan. He loved the show last year, and uh, I like that. I like and to me,
oh
he's
yeah,
like as skilled and as much work as he's done. I feel like he's still just getting started. I can't wait to see where he's at 5 years from now. I think
seriously.
if he's this great now. Whew, all right. Don't be stingy with the comments. All right, Jason. Uh, two more here. What do we got? Oh, that's right. I did add a couple. James Heron. I just like the illustration here. I like the composition, and
Mhm.
I think this is my 11th pick. And I was like, I can't. I just wanted to throw it in there because I like it. I like Heron's work a lot, and again, it's back to this kind of patchwork city top of building thing going on here, bricks and
Just a bunch of
ductwork.
shapes, right? I mean, he's just wedging fun shapes together
Yeah,
in
yeah. I mean,
service of the, in service of the overall composition of the piece. I love that kind of stuff.
hmm
Like
and
what
there's
this is art first, right? And then it's
right.
kind of like illustration second.
Exactly. I mean, look at there's no definition to this cape at all.
Just dry brushing. Yep.
Yeah, but it works really, really well. So, oh, and this must be in Simon's Calf Gallery, huh? I didn't even notice that when I picked it. But are we right? Yeah, Simon's got superpowers. Very nice. So yeah, I had to pick that one. And what was my 12th pick? Oh, yeah, this is a little risque, but I picked it anyway. I just thought as a drawing, I just thought it's just beautiful, and I
Calf
like the
After Dark.
daring
The
panel
12th
layout.
pick, Calf After Dark.
It is. Yeah, it's after 11.
Yeah.
So I mean, but again, it was like it would be an injustice not to just show this off for a few seconds because it is, and it's so daring that angled panel at the top. I know it's weird how they're he's wedging her and the horse in there like that, but I'm not offended by it. It works for me, and yeah,
Well, but he echoes the shape, right? I mean, the
yes,
horse goes against it, but it's kind of like it gives you the momentum to know that she's going over the horse in the second panel.
exactly. We are after 11. Yes, I get it. I guess she rode the horse to death. She did. All right. Either way, I don't know. I just thought this was awesome. I really like this illustration a lot, and
Awesome. Unbelievable line
layout
work.
design. Yeah.
Hmm.
Number one Marvel fan, let her sleep for crying out loud. Oh man. Well, there you go. That's our pick. So, uh, yeah. So so I guess we'll be at it again next week, Chris. I mean, we can start counting down the time until OAX.
I know.
I can't wait, man. I'm ready. I am so ready for that show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time.
Well, you got more cooks this year. You can afford to get out of the kitchen a little bit.
Exactly, exactly. We've got a few more volunteers coming in as well. We had some people throw their hat in the ring, and I've got actually have another family member coming down to help out a little bit. I'm pretty sure my son's going to be back. I haven't like heard yay or nay yet, but I hope he is because he helped out a lot last year.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But
Cool.
yeah, well, we'll see what we get posted to CAF this week. Next
I
week.
have a feeling there's some bangers because I saw a couple things already. So.
Oh, you did? All right, cool. Well, as we get close to the end of the year, you know how the good stuff gets added in for the best of. So I have a feeling the
Mhm.
next few weeks are going to
And
be
then
a
people
lot of
buy
it.
themselves Christmas presents, and
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. All right, man. Well,
All
you
right.
have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next week.
All right, later.
All right, everybody. Uh, yeah. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. So don't forget tomorrow night at 9, I will be doing the unboxing with Next Comic Art. I mean, unless DHL somehow doesn't deliver the art, and I'll know by like 5 or 6 o'clock. So I'll make sure I make an update or something like that. Maybe I'll even let Nick know so he can let everybody know at 7 whether or not if we were going to cancel. But if you don't hear anything from Nick, for sure we will be doing our show tomorrow at 9 p.m. And then on Saturday I've got Dexter Bynes on again. I think we only have like 15 pieces of art or so that we have for sale for that. So that won't be a long show, maybe an hour long, but. Sorry, I saw Carson mentioned Platt going to be at OAX. Platt is actually I didn't even know this. I mean, I didn't even know Fan Expo had a show in Portland, but while I was looking for stuff online, I saw that Platt is appearing at Fan Expo Portland the same weekend that OAX is. So no, Platt is not going to be at OAX. But we talked to Quan once or twice about Platt and a few others, and we just didn't move anywhere. But hopefully, I think I heard a rumor that Quan might be dropping by at OAX, so I don't think he's going to be hanging out with Platt in Portland. But no, I'd love to have Platt to the show one year. I mean, he's somebody who definitely is on our list. Marcus, that gentleman, is not on our list. Neither is the artist who draw on the toned board that's on eBay all the time, or the draw on the tone board on eBay a lot. But either way, I will be at it again tomorrow, and I hope those of you who can join me will do that, because again, I think we'll be looking at it about maybe 50 mystery sketches will be showing off for the very first time. I'll be seeing them for the first time. I have a good time doing that, and I think everybody would too if you can join me as well. So have a wonderful evening. We got this thing done in under 2 hours and 20 minutes. I told you it was going to be a record. We haven't done that in a long time. So have a wonderful night. I'll see everybody tomorrow, I hope, and if not, have a wonderful weekend.